Hi everyone. As part of this problem, we have the input dataset userdt.csv. This dataset contains three columns: name, age, and place. Now, as part of the output, we need to derive a new column, that is user ID. So this column is derived using the name column from the input. We need to eliminate all the vowels that are present in the name column. So after doing that, we need to append this generated string with underscore and a 5-digit unique number. So for example, if the value in the name column is Jiya, we will eliminate the vowels, that is I and A in this case, and it will have the value as JY, and we will prefix it with underscore followed by the 5-digit unique number. So this is the requirement here. So let's get started and solve this problem. So what we will do is, we will first of all load the input data set. We will load it into the input data frame. For that, we will use the Spark Read API. We will specify the format of the file, that is CSV, and then we will specify where the file is located using the option. We will use the path here and specify the location. So we have the file present in the DBFS. So we will go to that location and copy the path. Now we will paste this path here, and also this file contains header as part of the data. So we will specify that as well using the option header, and we will set it to true, indicating that this file already contains the header, and we will load this. So after loading, let's see what is the data that is present. So let's run this cell and see the data. So we have successfully loaded the input data set into the input data frame. Now we will work on the problem. So if we see the problem, there are two parts to it. The first part is removing the vowels from the name column, and the second part is generating a 5-digit unique number. So if we are able to do these two parts, we can simply concatenate them by separating them with underscore. So let's work on these two parts and then try to concatenate them. So for this, we will be using the SQL functions. And for using the SQL functions, we will require the import statement. So let's add the import statement for getting the SQL functions. So let's run this cell and import the functions. So it is done. Now we will work on the input data frame, and we will work on the first part, that is removing the vowels from the name column. So let's add a new column here and let's call it as part 1 for now. And we will be using the translate function for replacing the vowels with no character. So we will specify the column name on which we will be operating. We will specify the vowels in both the uppercase and lowercase, and then specify the replacing character. So we do not want any character to be replaced. So that's why in the replacement character, we will not specify anything. So this is the column on which we are operating. These are the characters to be replaced, and this is the character by which it is to be replaced. So we are specifying that these characters should not be replaced by anything. That is, it should be eliminated. So let's run and see the output, whether we are able to successfully eliminate the vowels. So if we run this, we can see that from the name column, we have removed the vowels and got the part 1 column successfully. So we are done with the first part. Now let's focus on the second part of generating the 5-digit unique number for each rows. So for that, what we will do is, let's add another column and let's call it as part 2 for now. And we will be using monotonically increasing ID function for generating the unique number. So let's generate the number and see the output. So in the part 2, we have generated the unique number for each of the records. But the requirement is we need to have these numbers with 5 digits. So for that, we will be adding leading zeros. So if the number is having the digits less than 5, we will make it 5 by using the format string function. So we will specify that there should be 5 characters and it should be preceded with leading zeros if the characters are less than 5. So we will use this format string function. So let's use this and run it. So now we are able to generate 5-digit numbers which are unique across each of the records. And we have successfully generated the name column already by removing the vowels. So we have both the parts ready. The last part, that is, we have to concatenate them and separate them by underscore. So what we will do is, for that we will use the underscore. We will use the underscore as a separator and we will use the concat function. So let's call this column as user ID. We will use the concat function and we will have 3 arguments to it. The second argument will be the separator, that is underscore. And we will add this entire function translate as part of the first argument to this concat, and we will add this format string as the last argument. Okay, so let's run and see the output. So we have successfully generated the user ID column by removing the vowels and generating a 5-digit number. We do not need these two columns, part 1 and part 2, so we can remove it. Let's run it again and see the output. So we have successfully generated the required output. We have removed the vowels and we have added the 5-digit unique number to each of the record. So let's summarize how we have solved the problem. So first of all, we have loaded the input data set. We have specified header as true as the file already contains the header and it is a CSV formatted file. And after loading the file, we have operated on the name column. We have used the translate function for removing all the vowels and not replacing by any character so that it gets eliminated. We have then used monotonically increasing ID to generate unique numbers across each of the records and use the format string function to format it to have 5 characters. And if there are less than 5 characters, to prefix it with leading zeros. Finally, we have used the concat function to concatenate these two parts and we have added the literal underscore as a separator. So this way we have solved the problem and got the desired result. So please go through the video. If you found it interesting, please like it.
Like, comment,
Please
and
subscribe the channel if you
subscribe.
have not yet subscribed. And please share the video in your circle so that more people can benefit. Thank you.